speaking of the hood, you said the first day that you tried alcohol, you were almost murdered.
Oh man, this is one of the reasons I don't drink till this day. I remember, we're in Bridgeport. There was a place called Father Panik Village. Arguably, could have been the most dangerous place on the planet because
I'm familiar with that area.
Yeah, you know Father Panik Village.
Don't ask me how.
That place was no joke. Police used to respond to Father Panik Village calls like an hour later because it was a gauntlet. You can get shot up as a cop there.
Right.
I'm hanging out. I think I'm about 15. I know I wasn't driving at the time. I love to fight. I was street fighting all the time, but people were toting guns and doing everything too. Not as much at the time. But I crashed this party, and I'm drinking some what I think is punch, right? And it tastes funny, I think, because I had this ice cream cake, which was sweet, and the punch tastes funny because I think it's two different sweet things. But no, I'm dancing, and they got some ghetto kind of chandelier hanging, right? And I bumped my head on it, thought nothing of it, and I just snatched it out of the ceiling. And it's dangling low to the ground, and I just keep dancing. People freak out. What's wrong with you? And I was like, the thing hit me in the head. I thought nothing of ripping it out of the ceiling, right? I was like, I don't know that something is kind of askew, right? And somebody goes, you've been drinking too much of that punch. And I'm like, what's wrong with the punch? And there's a guy against the wall over here says, there's grain alcohol in that punch. And immediately I'm thinking, I don't know what grain alcohol is. I'm thinking rubbing alcohol, whatever. But I know he knew and let me drink it. So I turned, punched him in the face. His head hit the wall. He's knocked out. Now I'm fighting everybody. People are attacking me. Now I'm, fighting folks, and people are trying to grab stuff or whatever. And I get outside, and I'm freaking out because I'm going, things ain't quite right? I feel there's a little buzz. The first time in my life. And I go outside, and I'm around the rubble. It's like dirt and glass and all this type of stuff. So I go outside, I'm like, oh shit, am I drunk? And I start going through my own sobriety test. I'm seeing if I can walk a straight line. I'm trying to do this. I say, I can do this. Maybe I'm getting paranoid, right? And so then I start doing katas, like these kung fu forms, right? To see if I can still, if I've got coordination. And so I'm doing form after form. Meanwhile, this is said to me later, what's going on is they're posseing up, grabbing hammers, bats, and everything else to come get me in the house. So they're like getting shit and knives and steak knives and stuff like that. Then somebody goes, hey, wait a minute. He's right there. And so they told me that they gathered out this window watching me. And they were like, fuck that, man. He's waiting for us. They thought I was warming up, getting ready for the fight. I had no clue. And I remember how many forms I did. I must have been out there 20 minutes or something. And people were too afraid to come out the house because they thought I was going to do a bucket of blood technique or some shit. I would have got my ass killed. That was the first time any alcohol got in my system. It's a funny story, but it could have ended real bad. So that just told me, you better never drink, because I know so many people are not here because they were high or drunk. I got too many friends who are not here because they were delayed by some kind of way. I could have gotten killed easily if they didn't watch kung fu movies, and they thinking they got scared. But I'm like, I don't know how, these guys, it's like, I don't know, it's like 20 people in that damn house. So I don't know what would have happened to me, but, to this day, like, I've never been drunk.
Yeah, I had a night like that on Cisco one night. Do not drink Cisco, whatever you do. Worst night of my life.
No problem.
No, worst night of my life. I'm not even going to get into it. It was absolutely horrible.